Alright, what's up guys? This is Taylor. I'm doing the nightly video for the 19th of February. And I've got the QQQ pulled up here on my trading view. And down here on the squeeze histogram, when I get these white dots, that means we have an active squeeze and a score of 15. The perfect score of 15. So right now we have two white dots. We had a few back here, we had a few back in May, June, July, and then all the way back here in November of 23. That kicked off a nice push. That kicked off a nice push. Q4 kicked off a nice push. And now for the current weekly squeeze here, if they can get it through these highs around 540, I think there might be a path into 550, 560. What makes it a little bit more interesting, if we drop down to the 2-day squeeze, that also gets a white dot and the perfect score of 15. So you're getting a little bit of that that nested squeeze magic. Drop down to your daily time frame. And that white dot daily squeeze just broke long as of today's close. Spend some time in chop, hanging out near that 21 EMA, building up all the energy. Now that the squeeze is fired here, if the bulls can at least keep it above that 525, 530, I think you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Play for a breakout, play for a push towards that 550. As good as things look, if the bulls can't keep it above that 525-ish, much under that 50 SMA, I think we're a little bit off here as far as our timing in the short term. But above that 525, I am a fan of the daily squeeze I just fired. I'm a fan of the 2-day squeeze and the weekly squeeze. So that being said, we jumped in here today and bought some out-the-money debit spreads for March expiration. Looking for that 550-ish, which, if we could get that next couple of weeks here, on that out-the-money debit spread, could be good for a nice profit. Below 525, no bueno. So as far as big-time setups, that's number one on my board right now. And I think the QQQ is a bit more of a here-and-now idea. But bulls have got all the ammunition. Maybe an idea for a couple of weeks down the road would be the big weekly squeeze here for the SMH. You had the Black Monday from the deep seek gap down. Pretty quick recovery, back through your 200, back through the 21 and the 50. 13 points at a 15, brand new daily buy signal, and the key here eventually will be the weekly chart, which has one of the biggest, longest weekly squeezes you'll see. Squeeze kicks off back in September, and all throughout September, October, November, December, into February. The only thing really missing for a big push would be momentum. Big 3 stands for trend, structure, momentum. We have really good trend, we have really good structure. That gives us in 11 out of 15. The major thing missing since the squeeze started, momentum. So we've got a brand new Lamborghini in our driveway. We jump in, we hit the start button, the car won't start. It's a beautiful car, right? It's a Lambo. Great to look at, all the above, until we get some gas in the tank. We're not going 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. That's kind of like your weekly squeeze here for the SMH. Visually, it's all really bullish. Positively stacked EMAs, good trend. Until they can pull that MACD line back above 0, we're lacking momentum, and that can make it tough to call for that bigger breakout. A little bit like the squeeze you had back over here. All right, good trend, good structure, pulls back into a squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, call it 10 weeks later, momentum turns, you get your buy signal, you get your white arrow, off goes the push. So we could be a couple of weeks away from that point in time, but I think you want to watch it. If you look at the May expiration 300 calls, I think they're going for a bit of a discount. Pick up a few of those, give that trade plenty of time, size it to accept max loss, and then into early end of March. If they can get things going here, could make for a nice big breakout. If they can't get that MACD to shift back above 0, it could be another 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of chop. So a little patience on the SMH idea. QQQ is a little bit more here and now. And then a few names off the beaten path. One that came up in the scans here today was Boeing. So a couple lessons here for Boeing. Looking at the daily squeeze, it's a really solid setup. White dot, score of 15. I think multi-time frame analysis is really important. because if you look at your weekly time frame, it is a really good-looking daily squeeze directly below your weekly 200 SMA. Reminds me a little bit of a trade I had in Docu from a few weeks ago, where Docu printed a really nice daily squeeze, but it did that right under the weekly 200. Jumped in, I bought Docu, it got rejected, turned out to be a losing trade. So Boeing, it does keep coming up on my daily squeeze scan. Compare Boeing to Meta. Right, going back a couple of weeks ago, Meta also had a really solid daily squeeze, a lot like a Boeing. Right, near your 21 EMA, you had the white dot. The difference was Meta looked bullish everywhere you go. Had a bullish daily squeeze, had hourly buy signals. If you look at the weekly time frame, unlike a Boeing, the weekly chart for Meta back here could not have been any more bullish. Near the buy zone, 21 EMA, perfect score of 15, kicks off your push. That is a lot better than a Boeing under that falling weekly 200. So I think I'm going to avoid that daily squeeze for now. But if they can get it and keep it through that weekly 200, then maybe gets a little more interesting. Back to Meta here. One name I do want to keep on my buy the dip watch list. And when you're trying to buy the dip, it's a matter of what are we dipping into. I think at the moment, Meta pulls back and Meta dips into a really solid daily time frame. Get rid of that drawing. How do I get rid of that bad boy? Here you go. Daily squeeze back here, white dot. Kicks off a casual $130 push. Here's your first kick back to your 21 EMA. Structure is perfect, trend is perfect. They keep their perfect score of 15. Now the key is above that daily 21, can I get a good buy trigger across a lower time frame? For me, that'd usually be a 30-minute or an hourly. If we go take a look at the hourly, right now we have a score of -5. So yeah, it's a really good-looking daily time frame. It's a pullback to your daily buy zone. I can't buy it until my lower time frames confirm that thinking. Tomorrow, next week, indicator prints a 15-minute, 30-minute hourly buy signal. Then I maybe come in and pick up a little meta here on the dip. But for the most part, guys, that is the bulk of what I'm watching. QQQ, SMH, little bit of that meta, and as far as the S&Ps go, another really solid, really bullish daily squeeze. After a brand new all-time high, keep it pushing, break the squeeze long. S&Ps could head into 620, 625-ish. Allow for a bit of a dip. All right, QQQ, daily 21 EMA, SPY, daily 21 EMA. If the bulls can keep price above those levels, give them the benefit of the doubt. Take these squeeze setups, fight for a good entry, be mindful of your risk, and yeah, call for a push here into new highs. That is my game plan for now. As always, I appreciate y'all watching. And yeah, we'll get through the remainder of the week, get through next week, and next time I do the nightly video, we shall touch bases and update. Have a great night. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and the subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.